Hi guys, hope everybody's having a good week. So for the rest of the school year, we are going to be working on our wheel project. So your goal is to design a set of front wheels for the race car that you designed earlier in the 9 weeks. Today and tomorrow, you're going to be working on some design sketches for your wheels. You're going to kind of map everything out so that when you go into Tinkercad, you have a plan for what you want your wheel to look like. So today and tomorrow, you're going to need to create 3 different design sketches. You're going to choose one on Wednesday that you want to use, and then Thursday we will go over the rubric for the project, and then you'll basically have the last couple days of the 9 weeks to get this project done, and that's going to wrap us up for the school year. So for your design sketches, you are going to just need a blank sheet of paper. If you don't have computer paper, you can just take the back of one of your old worksheets. That would work perfectly fine. And you're going to need some kind of circular object to trace. I usually just use a coffee mug, but you can use anything that fits on the paper. So like I said, we're doing 3 different sketches. So what you want to do is just trace 3 circles onto your paper. I'm just going to use the top of the coffee mug. So it's going to look like this. Okay, I'm not going to be doing all of them right now. I'm just going to be doing one sample. But again, you would want to leave room so that you could do 3 different designs. Okay, on your wheels, there are a couple requirements. So the first requirement is going to be that you need to have at least one shape that is going to be cut the whole entire way through your wheel. So that material will be completely removed, completely cut the whole way out. The second requirement is that you're going to have some sort of shape that's engraved into your wheel. So when I say the word engraved, I mean that is cut partially through your wheel. So it's not the whole way, it's going to go halfway through. The third requirement is going to be that you have to have some sort of text on your wheel. The text can be cut the whole way through, it could be engraved, or it could actually be raised up and stick out of the wheel. You could do letters, you could do numbers. I would maybe do your initials, or if there's some kind of sports number that you typically use, you could do something like that. But again, 3 requirements. Something that's cut the whole way through, a shape that's engraved, and then you have to have text. Okay, with that in mind, we're going to start on our first design here. I am going to model my design after this sample wheel right here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start by drawing the shapes that are cut the whole entire way through. So I'm going to start with this shape first just because it's the largest. Okay, it may also help to just kind of break your wheel up into a couple different sections. I usually start by just drawing a straight line down through the middle and then a straight line that goes across. Okay, that'll just kind of help you break it up and visualize it a little bit better. But I'm going to start with the top right quadrant first, and I'm going to start by drawing that first shape. Okay, then I'm going to move over to the bottom right, just kind of replicate that. These are just thumbnail sketches. They don't have to be perfect, but you should try to do a pretty decent job on them. Okay, and then we're going to finish up in the top left. Okay, the next shape I'm going to draw are these shapes in between the ones that I just drew, so it's kind of like a triangle shape. We're going to put one right here. We're just going to go around, put all 8 of those in. Okay, those are all my shapes that are going to be cut the whole entire way through the wheel. The next thing I need to show in my sketch is any shape that's going to be engraved into the wheel. So this person on their wheel, they kind of did a teardrop shape here, and they did one on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and draw those in. Okay, and then the last thing that's required is some sort of text. So I'm going to do my initials and I'm going to put the letters on either side. So I'm going to do a V up here, and then I'm going to do an R at the bottom. Now once you have all of this drawn out on paper, I'm going to have you go back and color code it. You could use colored pencils, you could use markers. If you have highlighters at home, those would be fine too. If you don't have anything colored, you could just go ahead and shade the areas in, or you could just draw lines through it, something to show that they're a little bit different. So I'm gonna make a key in the top right-hand corner of my paper. I would like you to do that also. Okay, the first color I'm going to use is going to be yellow. So I'm going to fill in that cube. All the shapes that are yellow are going to be the shapes that are cut out. Okay, the second color I'm going to use is pink. Pink is going to be all of the shapes that are engraved. And then the third color I'm going to use is blue. And blue is going to be for my text. Okay, so at this point I'm going to go back and I'm just going to quickly shade this in or color it in. Okay, the first shape that I drew is cut out. So are the second shapes. So those are all going to be yellow. The teardrop shapes are going to be engraved, so that we're going to make those pink. And then my initials are going to be the text, which will be in blue. Okay, anything that is left over in white is going to be solid material. So we see that we have those straight lines going up and down, and then we have that solid material in between each of our shapes. When you are designing a wheel, you want to make sure that you have solid material that connects the outside into the middle, and you want to make sure that you leave a solid area of material around the outside. You don't want to cut into that or through it, and you don't want to have any gaps. You want it to be solid the whole entire way around. You are also going to have to leave a little bit of space in the center. That's going to be the area where you have the axle hole and then the axle stabilizer. So the axle stabilizer is this little piece of material that sticks up out of the center of the wheel. The axle stabilizer is there so that when you put the wheel onto the car, it kind of keeps it steady and it keeps it from wobbling or moving back and forth. So we will be adding that into our design when we start working in Tinkercad. Now I have, in today's assignment, uploaded a couple pictures. I have a few sample drawings from students that have created them in the past. So this drawing is this wheel here. You can see that she decided to cut out these big sections in pink, and then all of the purple areas are engraved. Okay, here's another sample drawing. Okay, so this person cut out everything in red. The sections in orange are engraved, and then everything that's white is ended up being the solid material. Just so you can kind of see what I'm looking for, and you should again have a key for each of these. When we work in Inventor, things are a little bit easier to create. We're not using Inventor this year, we are using Tinkercad. Tinkercad, in my opinion, is actually a little bit more difficult just because you can't really go back and create shapes on your own. You kind of have to use what's in Tinkercad. So when you guys are doing your project, I'm only going to allow you to use the shapes that are in the basic shapes right here. Okay, so that's pretty much going to be the box, cylinder, sphere, roof, and so on. If you want to create a custom shape, you can totally do that. So I did a couple here. I have that circle with the triangle at the bottom. I did a square with the triangle at the bottom. If I was trying to do a shape that looks like this, kind of like a leaf shape, I would start by using a cylinder. I would stretch it out so it becomes an oval, and then what I would do is use that triangle shape, and I would just put a triangle at each end just to get those points. Okay, so this is definitely something to keep in mind. I also uploaded a picture of all of my sample wheels that I have from previous classes. These are very detailed and very intricate. I would probably try to simplify yours just a little bit, again, because this program is definitely different than Inventor. One of the categories on the rubric that you're going to be getting later this week is creativity, design, and detail. So that means when you start thinking about your design sketches, I don't want you to do really simple shapes like a circle or just a simple square or a triangle. I want you to maybe create your own shape. So it might be a good idea to go into Tinkercad and just kind of play around a little bit and see what you can come up with and see if that's actually going to work for your design. If you guys have any questions, you can let me know. But you're going to have today and tomorrow to work on these design sketches, and then we're going to get into actually drawing them in Tinkercad. All right, have a good day, guys.